I choose Nikki.
This is how slut-shaming hides in plain sight and why no one's talking about it. This week's episode crossed a line.
I just thought that like my next door neighbor right over, I thought that was Rob's room. I was sitting by the pool with Carla.
Tiffany's continued fixation on Jennifer's sex life is getting uncomfortable, especially considering how public she's making it, even for someone like Jen who has a long history of manipulation and emotional detachment.
So for those of you guys who do know Rob,
there's no justification for repeatedly prying into her private life in front of a group. That's not accountability, that's a boundary violation. And it doesn't stop there. In the upcoming episode, Tiffany flat out demands details about Jen's intimate moments, putting her on the spot in front of everyone. It's invasive, it's unnecessary, and it veers dangerously close to slut-shaming. No one, regardless of how unlikable they might be, deserves to be interrogated about their sex life like they're on trial. This behavior isn't just problematic, it's enabling.
See, I think I need to have a conversation with Cole, and I think he needs to know.
Tiffany's approach mirrors Cole's own controlling and possessive tendencies.
Rather than calling that out, she seems to be reinforcing it, all under the guise of concern or friendship. It feels performative, judgmental, and rooted in something other than genuine care. Let's be clear. Jen's behavior often warrants criticism, but this isn't about that. Just because cameras caught glimpses of her personal life doesn't mean she's obligated to provide explicit commentary to appease others. There are boundaries. And when those are crossed, especially by supposed friends, it stops being about morality and starts becoming a spectacle.
Yeah, you call me scammer. Like, why would you call me scammer?
Meanwhile, the double standards are glaring. Some cast members, particularly those not currently in relationships, seem to be projecting their own insecurities as moral superiority. Instead of focusing on their own situations, they're channeling judgment toward others in ways that feel petty and hypocritical. Tiffany's role in this dynamic is especially frustrating.
She positions herself as a kind of relationship authority, yet the handling of her own situation raises plenty of questions.
If I'm being mistreated, guess what the I'm gonna do?
Her partner is already showing signs of being controlling, and how she navigates that will speak volumes, especially after taking such a harsh stance on everyone else's choices. Ultimately, the focus should be on allowing people to make their own mistakes.
Cole just needs to simmer the down. Like, he just needs to chill out.
If Cole is still acting clueless after all he's been told, that's on him. Let him experience the consequences and grow from them. Constantly interfering doesn't help, it just creates more drama under the illusion of helping. And if Tiffany is truly trying to support Jen, publicly shaming her and digging for gossip isn't the way to do it. This is what emotional self-sabotage looks like in real time. Courtney's behavior is genuinely baffling.
I choose Nikki in order to make Courtney feel jealous. If she's not gonna like...
Usman went out of his way to manipulate her, openly trying to make her jealous and toy with her emotions. He didn't even bother hiding it.
I feel pissed off, like he's acting like weird towards me and like taking another girl on a date. He hasn't asked me on a date.
He flaunted another girl right in front of her after their date, and somehow, Courtney still ran back to him the moment he offered the most lukewarm reassurance.
I think Usman at this point is just being childish because he saw her with Cole.
The whole situation feels like a high school drama. The immaturity on display is hard to ignore. Courtney acts less like an adult and more like a teenager chasing popularity. And the strangest part?
Courtney is giving me mixed signals right now, and I have no idea what she wants me to do.
There's no actual chemistry between her and Usman. Conversations are awkward, forced, and uncomfortable. At least with Colt, there's a basic back and forth. With Usman, it's just cringe. Courtney seems to thrive on attention, regardless of where it comes from or how little it's worth. And while she claims to be open and self-aware, her behavior suggests otherwise.
I think most people, when they meet me, they think I'm dumb.
She plays the stereotypical airhead blonde to perfection, often to her own detriment. She's admitted she's not exactly trustworthy when it comes to keeping secrets, especially if there's a chance to stir the pot. In terms of TV drama, she delivers.
But in real relationships, it's a mess.
Like, I tend to go for like liars and manipulators. I might be the issue, I don't know.
She comes across as someone with sky-high confidence paired with incredibly low self-esteem, a confusing mix that explains a lot. She's funny, attractive, and quick-witted, yet she constantly entertains men who are clearly not on her level.
I definitely think Courtney would be making a huge mistake if she chooses Usman.
Neither Colt nor Usman is a good match, and the fact that they barely show genuine interest says it all. Courtney deserves better.
Like he's been telling everybody I'm number one, two.
But until she stops mistaking shallow attention for affection, she's likely to keep repeating the same pattern. Rob isn't as hot as the show wants you to think, and here's the proof. Is Rob attractive? Technically, yes. He's conventionally good-looking, striking features, light eyes, nice skin.
Great, yeah. We're all like, ooh, who's the tall guy?
But the way the cast constantly builds him up, you'd think he was the only man on Earth with a jawline. It borders on comical. Is it genuine admiration, or is someone behind the scenes pushing this narrative?
There's a saying, when all the horses leave the barn, the donkey thinks he's a unicorn. That sums up the situation perfectly.
I think Cole got the wrong memo. Like you wore a sweater to a Mexican disco.
Rob's appeal is amplified by the company he keeps. Standing next to the likes of Colt, Usman, Tim, Gino, and Brandon, anyone with a bit of grooming and decent posture starts to look like a movie star. On Last Resort, for instance, the only other standout in terms of looks was Josh, and that speaks volumes. Brandon Isolation is actually good looking, but he bears such a strong resemblance to his parents, and their dynamic is so uncomfortably close, it overshadows any surface level appeal.
So when Rob took off his mask, and I was in complete and utter disbelief.
Rob likely looks even better in person, and his mixed race features with light eyes fit a beauty standard that many still overly romanticize. But he's not exactly a rare find. His appearance, while appealing, isn't as unique as the show seems to suggest. What complicates his image is his behavior.
Hey,
I feel like I can't do anything right with you because if you say
From the start, his treatment of Sophie raised red flags.
Leaked footage showed him yelling at her in private settings, painting a very different picture from the charming persona he projects. While he may be less overtly toxic than some others,
if you sit in that chair, that's drama right there, man. That's trauma. I'm not gonna lie, that's drama right there.
Cole, for example, who comes across as controlling and intense, that doesn't make him admirable.
Yeah.
So after kissing me last night.
Rob is attractive, yes, but his vanity, cattiness, and immature tendencies dull whatever shine he started with. Pedro might actually regret leaving Chantel, but no one's talking about why he's suddenly acting different. There are signs that Pedro might be missing Chantel. Though he previously appeared to move on, pursuing other women without much success, his recent behavior suggests a shift. Since the airing of Hunt for Love, he seems to be watching the show closely and occasionally referencing Chantel, albeit through humor or veiled comments. Most notably, he recently posted a video of himself singing Like You by Bow Wow featuring Sierra, a song many interpret as nostalgic or reflective of past relationships.
This has led to speculation that he may be reminiscing about his time with Chantel. Adding to the intrigue, Pedro has reconnected with Colt, and the two have been publicly posting about each other again. When Colt was asked if he'd ever date Chantel, he replied with a photo of himself and Pedro, stating something to the effect of, "No, he's my bro." Whether this friendship could play a role in bridging the gap between Pedro and Chantel remains to be seen.
Never in a million years imagined that this is where I would be at 33 years old.
Early in their relationship, Pedro seemed to want a more traditional partner, which Chantel was when they first married. However, as she grew into her career, especially during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, her priorities understandably shifted. She focused more on her personal development, friendships, and work-life balance. Meanwhile, Pedro also changed, and the couple's inability to evolve together became a key strain on their marriage.
What'd you say?
Family interference was arguably the most significant factor in their breakdown.
Constant tension between both sides led to repeated arguments that took a toll on the couple's connection.
I trusted my husband because he told me that he would not leave me.
The divorce, while final, appears to have left emotional scars on both. Some believe Chantel's subsequent cosmetic surgeries reflect deeper insecurities that emerged post-divorce. Pedro's emotional state is harder to gauge, as he tends to keep things more private.
And everybody is gonna do the same thing I am. Look for love.
Despite the drama that unfolded during their spin-off series, Chantel now seems to be in a better place. More confident, fulfilled, and emotionally balanced. She's been described as warm, grounded, and attractive.
I'm so happy that Chantel's here. We know each other.
and appears to have regained much of her original charm.
Did you think Pedro was your soulmate then? Honestly, ever. You really did? Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Pedro's true intentions remain unclear. If he did take Chantel's love for granted, it's possible he's now realizing what he lost, whether it's regret, nostalgia, or a genuine desire to reconnect. His recent actions are sparking speculation about a possible reconciliation. Time will tell.
She slept with 2 men in 1 week and still had the nerve to call someone else a whore. Jennifer turned to Rob and declared, "Shelby is a fucking whore." The reaction? Immediate confusion. Who is Shelby exactly? And what kind of alleged behavior earns someone that label without anyone even knowing their name?
Jen does make me a little bit nervous, but she does a really good job of making me feel comfortable.
The irony is hard to ignore. Jennifer, who seems to need constant male validation, casually tossing out accusations like that? She's not exactly in a position to judge.
All right, I'll sit. Dude, if you sit in that chair, that's drama right there, man. It's trauma.
This is someone who's been romantically entangled with more than one man on the show, possibly in back-to-back nights, and yet has the audacity to brand another woman with that word. If anyone were to turn the tables and throw that same insult at her, she'd likely spiral. The double standard is glaring. The truth is, Shelby is a former school principal with a doctorate. She carries herself with elegance and composure, exuding the kind of confidence that doesn't rely on male attention.
It's precisely that quiet strength that likely provoked Jennifer's comment.
She's jealous? If she's not gonna step up, I'm moving to a different direction.
Jennifer wasn't making an observation. She was lashing out of jealousy, out of insecurity. Shelby didn't need to do anything provocative. Simply existing as a poised, intelligent woman in the same space was enough.
Went down, and now she's saying, you wanna me behind closed doors, you wanna hide me.
There's also a clear pattern. Anytime Jennifer feels threatened by another woman, she reacts with hostility. It's less about Shelby and more about Jennifer's need to maintain control over how she's perceived. Shelby, in contrast, seems unbothered. We see her briefly, relaxed in the pool, maintaining a dignified presence without forcing herself into the spotlight. She doesn't need drama to stand out, and that's exactly what makes her a threat in Jennifer's eyes.
And you got in his face and almost touched his lips with your lips.
What's most telling is that Jennifer clearly couldn't handle Rob or Cole showing the slightest interest in anyone else.
Her possessiveness, disguised as confidence, quickly unravels into mean-spirited attacks the moment another woman enters the frame. In the end, it's not Shelby's behavior that says anything, it's Jennifer's reaction that reveals everything. Jennifer just said she wants to fuck one guy and marry another. On camera. And somehow no one walked away mad.
Rob and I kind of were hot and heavy the first night. I think we have a lot of sexual tension.
Jennifer looked straight into the camera with a Cheshire Cat grin and declared, "I want to fuck Rob and marry Cole."
I just go, ooh.
It was bold, unfiltered, and surprisingly specific. On the surface, it seemed like she had it all figured out.
Actually, I thought before that Rob was super hot.
But beneath the smile, the statement dropped like a bomb, especially for the men involved. Rob, the ever-casual charmer, would likely take it as a compliment. No strings, no feelings, just a win for his ego. He'd probably smirk, maybe even feel proud. He never wanted more than that anyway.
He has these, behaviors that I have seen in the past with my exes.
Cole, meanwhile, might hear the word marry and think he's the victor, the one who gets the lasting affection, the public recognition, the commitment. But being labeled marriage material while someone else gets the passion, that's a bitter compliment, a backhanded crown.
I think it's a love triangle that I didn't expect.
Jennifer, intentionally or not, created the perfect love triangle. Rob is in her suite, Cole is seen with her in public.
Bet. And Cole gonna come over my shoulder talking about, get the up, bro.
She's managing both, keeping each in his place. And then there's Tim, the one she wants to eliminate entirely. Fuck, marry, kill, the full trio. Behind the scenes, both Rob and Cole eventually addressed the comment. Rob on his own, Cole joined by someone else. Their reactions were telling, no surprises, but revealing nonetheless. In the end, neither man seemed truly upset. Rob got what he wanted, Cole got what he thought he wanted. Each man, in his own way, walked away feeling like the winner. But the truth lingered. For some, being seen as desirable is the goal.
For others, being desired in the right way matters more.
Rob walked off and you should have seen Cole's face. It looked like he murdered his dog or something.
And for Cole, perhaps the cruelest cut was being chosen for forever.
But not for right now. They say beauty is only skin deep, but in Jennifer's case, it might be thinner than that. Is Jennifer two-faced in more ways than one?
For 6 years, I've been having to defend my sexuality. It's like low-hanging fruit.
She's like that woman from Seinfeld who looks gorgeous in some lighting and downright terrifying in others. With Jen, it's the evil grin that seals the deal. Suddenly, she goes from model to movie villain in half a second. Physically, sure, she's beautiful, but it's a different story on the inside.
I'm sick and tired of you. Sound like a little bitch right now.
She constantly mistreats Tim, lies to Cole about Rob, and somehow manages to throw Elise under the bus just to protect her own image. She doesn't technically owe Cole exclusivity, but let's be real, she knows he's hopelessly in love with her and still refuses to be honest.
Like someone put a muzzle over her mouth, please. I gave you money, bought you.
It's manipulative, selfish, and just plain cruel. Then there's her whole vibe.
Yeah, but you're manipulating him. You're breaking this kid's heart.
The kind of person who demands sympathy but offers none in return.
She's not just a pick-me, she's the blueprint. And no matter what face she's wearing, it doesn't hide the fact that her behavior is consistently awful. Chantel says she wants a real man, so why is Tim even in the conversation?
But she's
Tim and Chantel as a couple? At first glance, it might seem like an interesting match. They could potentially boost each other's self-esteem and maintain a relationship rooted in mutual respect. Tim would have a glamorous partner by his side, and Chantel could certainly refine his already elaborate beauty routine. But beyond surface-level compatibility, the idea quickly unravels.
I need more time.
Tim doesn't appear to be looking for a relationship. His involvement seems more about the opportunity than genuine interest. If he truly wanted a partner, he'd likely have one already.
I'm gonna sit down and eat next to you because I don't like to stand around and mingle.
His dynamic with Chantel is friendly, but there's no indication of romantic or physical chemistry.
I feel so shallow right now, but I just am instantly turned off.
A sexual relationship between them seems implausible, both emotionally and physically.
At best, he might be seeking companionship, nothing more. Tim has shown consistent disinterest in romantic connections. His ongoing closeness with Veronica suggests a preference for familiar, low-pressure relationships.
That's good for your face.
Skincare is important.
During a past relationship with Jennifer, for example, he was more focused on skincare than intimacy, going so far as to offer her a face mask while she appeared in lingerie. His behavior indicated a lack of traditional romantic engagement. As for Chantel, she has been open about her preferences.
So like I said, I like exotic.
She favors tall, muscular, athletic men with distinctive accents and prominent physical attributes. Tim, while thoughtful and well-groomed, does not align with that ideal.
I'm excited to see where it's gonna go with Rob.
In essence, Chantel is drawn to the kind of man who is the complete opposite of Tim. She's looking for something bold and physically striking. Tim offers a very different kind of appeal.
So we can't find matching things to eat.
And when Chantel appeared in a swimsuit during a recent scene, it echoed a familiar saying. That's 90 minutes of sand in a 60-minute hourglass. Some wear rings, others wear masks. I just spill the truth. See you next time on Reality Rampage.